with Ryan Noord.
Happy to be here.
Welcome in the Netherlands. Welcome in Utrecht.
Yes, thank you.
Right now, you're most famous as the writer of the Fantastic Four.
Yes.
And of course, the big Marvel crossover, One World Under Doom. But you started Marvel doing something completely different. The incredible Squirrel, the
Unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
Unbeatable Squirrel Girl.
Yes.
How does one go from a niche group targeted at a younger audience to a blockbuster of that size?
Good question. For me, writing is writing, and you want to write something that's true to the character. And Squirrel Girl is an all ages comic that is great for everyone, but there's still drama, there's still suspense. I put in a lot of science, especially computer science, into that book. And so something like Fantastic Four, it's great practice for working in actual science fiction into your science there too. So it's good practice, I think. And then Doom in the One World Under Doom is my favorite supervillain. He's great because Doom is a man who has never said in his life. Everything he says is like a speech. Everything he says is considered and thoughtful. And so when you're writing him, you have an excuse to really write, to really have a speech that no one would say in real life that would seem practiced, but Doom can make it work. Doom can make it sing. So it's a lot of fun to get to play with him, both in Fantastic Four and in One World of Doom and in Squirrel Girl. He's been in all three of those projects.
Let's get back to Fantastic Four. What you did with the Fantastic Four is something that was very different than the Fantastic Four it was before that. You focus more on, I won't call it a one shot because there's a narrative going to the book.
But they're mostly one shots, yeah.
What are the thoughts about that?
So writing a book called Fantastic Four is going to be terrifying because anything you write is now going to be compared against everyone who's come before. And I knew that I was not going to out Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I was not going to out Hickman, out Wade, out Slott, Dan Slott. So I had to find a way forward that was different from what they'd done, but still, again, true to the characters. And so we hadn't done, we did a lot of cosmic, big arcs, big adventures. It had done a lot of smaller stories. And I really like the idea of telling these one-shot stories of these four weirdos roll into town, encounter a problem, help out, fix the problem, and go on to the next adventure. It's what I want to read. It turns out there's a trick to writing it, right? And you've got 20 pages. You want a sci-fi premise, you want a twist, you want some family relationships, some development, some character stuff. There's a lot to cram in 20 pages, so it's a very hard writing process, certainly harder than books I've written before, but I really enjoy it. It's rewarding, and luckily people have been reading it, so I get to keep doing it.
One of the greatest stories of Fantastic Four for me was the one that did the first tie-in to One World Under Doom. You made a really boring, every day, Sue and Ben and Alicia going to town, and you tied it in brilliantly with continuity with Bloodlines, the former crossover, and then all of a sudden you've got this great superhero story, and at the end it was the only what the fuck moment this year that we got a comic. You won't spoil it, but it's just it was released in February, March, January, February, something like that. But it was really foreshadowing for the political situation that is right now in your America. How do you, did you do a Master English thing?
No. So I started outlining the story years ago, and the heart of it for me is it's a Dr. Doom story. It's a story about a man who believes he is the best in the world. He believes he's smarter than everyone else, and he's like, you know what, I should be in charge. I'm going to take over and fix everything. And that's kind of a fantasy we've all had, right? We all think, you know what, if I were in charge, I could really straighten things out around here. But Dr. Doom is someone who, because he's a villain, because he has all this power, can actually try to do something like that. And Of course, there's been stories about Doctor Doom taking over the world before, and you never want to repeat yourselves. But in all those previous stories, there had been kind of a cheat. Like he had used Purple Man to mind control people, stuff like that, or he used Battle World and powers of the Beyonder. I wanted to sort of ground it a bit more. It's fun when you get to play with these big ideas, these big themes, and I hope people enjoy it.
But it was really uncanny that you read the end, like that's got to do with polarization,
Yes,
and you wrote it in 24, right?
around that.
Yeah. So this week, Krypto came out. Your Krypto
the
thing.
super dog.
Super
Yes.
dog.
Last dog of Krypton.
The comics, the DC comics, were not shipped to the Netherlands, so we could not read it yet. Hopefully this week. How is it to do a major project on Fantastic Four that has a movie, and all of a sudden you are becoming the movie guy?
I guess so. I hadn't thought of it that way. My big idea with Krypto was he's been in a lot of comics, and usually they treat him kind of like a cartoon character. You can read his thoughts. He's got thought balloons. He's sort of reacting like a cartoon dog. And I was like, let's treat him like a dog. Like, I love dogs. Dogs are great. Let's have him be an actual real life dog. Because the more realistic we can give him, the more realistic we can make him, the more realistic he feels. He feels more real. And I love the idea of having Superman having a actual dog with superpowers. And I was pleased when the first Superman trailer came out. They had Krypto there acting like a dog, really messing with Superman and being very dog-like. Like, this is great. So it's challenging, always challenging when you have a silent protagonist. You can't say what they're thinking, can't say what they're saying. But the advantage is that dogs are very expressive animals. They tell you what they're thinking all the time with the body language of the ears and how they move their tails and all this stuff. And the artist of Krypto, Mike Norton, is a great dog artist. And so,
Of course,
we have...
Fuck.
Yeah,
Image, yeah.
it's incredible. So we have really great dog acting, and you know what Krypto's feeling in every panel of that story. So I'm very excited for it, and I'm sorry it was delayed here in the Netherlands. It's
Very looking forward to it also. Let's close it out with the impossible question.
okay.
You write Fantastic Four. You write kind of Superman. Which movie are you looking forward to the most?
Oh my God, they're both the same. It's a Barbenheimer situation,
Yeah.
right? Like, I don't know off the top of my head which one comes out first, but I'm gonna be opening night in both of them. I was joking with friends. I'd go to opening night and be like, "Hey, I wrote Krypto."
You should
They'd be
bring
like,
a lot
"Sit
of
down, we're watching the movie."
That's a great
Yeah.
idea. It's just for marketing. Just a crypto shirt and a thing on the back. Have some sandwich board saying this guy wrote Krypto.
Not that
No,
far.
you want to buy the exclusive comic.
But they do send me comps. Like, they send you free copies, and I could, at the movie theater, be like, "Here's some Krypto comics, enjoy." You just made some people in Toronto very happy when this movie comes out. It
Well, thank you so much for your time,
was my pleasure. Thank you.
and talk to you soon.
Look forward to it.
Thanks.
Cheers.